Okay, welcome back to part two of From Signal to Sales. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the metric and how the metric is not the proof, but truly what the behavior tells us. And behavior change is what's going to allow us to get closer to understanding the signals that lead to increased sales for yourself, your business, and your team. So, the metric is not the proof, the behavior change is. So you may already been seeing activity. People are clicking, opening, visiting, downloading, filling out forms, all of those things. And with that, you're finding that you're seeing some activity, right? So people are showing up, all of those things. But then the activity is not proof on its own. A click shows attention, a stronger sales conversation shows movement. But the question here is what behavior changed after the activity happened? Did the buyer become a serious did the buyer book a serious sales conversation? What behavior changed after the activity happened? Did they ask a more specific buying question? Did they involve another decision maker? Did they respond to follow up with a clear intent? Did they move from inquiry to qualified opportunity? That is the proof. That's truly the proof. So activity can look strong while behavior stays the same. So this is where teams can overread activity and you can see high clicks but low or very weak next step action, or where there's strong marketing qualifying leads volume but uneven opportunity creation. So then you're finding that you are having really strong presence if you're doing some kind of demo or webinar, but then the follow-up conversion is really low. So there's sales interest but repeated objections, and then there could be high engagement within the campaigns that you've created, but the sales readiness is tends to be on the weaker end of the spectrum. So that does not mean the campaign was completely useless or you should scrap it. It means that the activity needs to be judged by what it created next. So did it move the buyer closer to a commercial decision? Did it make the sales conversation stronger? Did it reduce basic objections, or did it create attention? So this is where you really need to define So this is where you really need to define the behavior that would change everything. So before judging the metric, define the behavior that would change. If the goal is lead quality, the behavior may be sales acceptance. If the goal is opportunity creation, the behavior may be qualified sales conversation. If the goal is buyer readiness, the behavior may be fewer repeated objections. And if the goal is proposal movement, the behavior may be a clearer decision criteria. If the goal is retention or expansion readiness, the behavior may be renewed engagement or an expansion signal. So do not force a linear read on one buyer. I want you just to keep that in mind. Some buyers go quiet and come back ready. Some deals take 3 touches, some take 14. The point is not to overread one buyer's timeline. The point is to spot repeated patterns across segments, the source, and the different stages that they are in, or within the sales conversations of itself. So this is where activity becomes useful. A clear performance conversation sounds like this. This activity changed behavior. This activity created attention, but not movement. This is the behavior gap. This is the sales result affected. This is stronger than saying the campaign performed well because the numbers looked active. If activity is high, but the buyer behavior is not changing, the team may be measuring the wrong proof of progress. So look at what it is that you're using to measure proof of progress. The real test is whether the activity created better fit buyers, stronger sales conversations, and clearer movement towards making a decision.